Hello again everyone, my name is Chris. Thanks for checking out my channel. Today we're doing another video on some pond plants. We're doing a whole series of videos on all different kinds of plants for your pond and water garden. And today we're going to be looking at umbrella palms and papyrus. So I'm doing a video on both of these plants together because they're really pretty similar plants. They're both tropicals, which means they are annual. They will not survive over a cold winter and colder climates. But they both kind of have a very similar look. They do not have a predominant flower on them, but they do kind of get like a little seed head on top. It's I guess it can be considered a flower, but it's not a showy, beautiful flower. They are clumping in growth habits. So what I mean by that is they do not like send runners out and grow here and a runner out and grow there and grow here. They basically grow from a big clump, and that clump just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? Putting them in a nice big pot is really important because they will fill it out quickly. Also, umbrella palms can grow maybe 3 to 4 feet tall, sometimes even a little taller, but you figure roughly 3 to 4 feet tall. And the papyrus can get even larger, okay? Papyrus can grow 6 to 8 feet tall in some cases. Now, both plants do have a dwarf version that I've seen available. The dwarf umbrella palm will probably stay about 12 to 18 inches high, and the dwarf papyrus too is probably about a foot tall. They stay really small and compact. You can kind of see the dwarf one behind me here. It's definitely a similar look, but a little bit different, right, than the big one. The bigger version. So both of these plants obviously get pretty big and pretty tall, so they should be in big containers, okay, so that they're nice and stable, so if the wind blows it's not going to blow them over and then knock all the dirt and mud and gravel and stuff into your pond. So make sure you put them in a nice big container. Now, years ago, I had a pond. I had a umbrella palm in the pond, and it grew beautifully all summer. So as the weather got colder in the fall, I wanted to bring the plant into the house to try to keep it and save it over the winter so it wouldn't die. So we brought it in the house. I put it in a nice sunny room by the window, and over the winter it kept growing and growing, and basically all I did was just have a bigger pot in the house that I put the plant pot into, and then I just kept it with water in it, and we did change water out in it every once in a while, but that's all I basically did. And the plant did fine, but what happened was, being in the house, it was reaching for the sunlight, and it got really tall and lanky. And the next spring, late spring, when I put it back out into the pond, it just flopped over and fell over and broke apart because it was just too tall and lanky, and so it didn't really work. So I would say, unless you have like a nice greenhouse or something where you can really set a plant up for the winter, then you can probably try to overwinter some of these plants, but otherwise it's really difficult, and it's probably not worth the effort to try to save them year after year. And they do grow pretty quickly, so the amount of growth you get out of them in one season is sufficient that you don't have to save it from year to year to have a nice plant if you bought a new one the following year, if you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, that was a little difficult to do. Now, typically these plants love the sun, okay? So, they're definitely going to grow much better in a sunny area than, in the shade. They are tropical plants. They love the heat, the hot sun, right? Okay? So, they'll definitely thrive in a hot summer, full sun. they do spread and spread and spread and spread. Now, I mentioned they are kind of clumping rather than, sending runners off and roots out all over and just spreading off of roots. But those clumps can just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So definitely recommend you have them planted in a pot in your pond so that you can control the growth on these things. I've seen papyrus as well as umbrella palms in pots, nice large pots, but within the course of the one season they filled the pot and even cracked, the roots have cracked the side of the pots, the walls of the pots, with the roots just busting out of it because they just grow, fill these pots up and grow so quickly. So definitely, but a really nice plant. It's a great look in the pond. It's a real tropical look, and it's just a lush green foliage in the pond. So even though it doesn't flower, it's still a really attractive plant to have. And what you might even want to do is, since these things get pretty big, if you have a shelving and stuff in your pond to allow, you can put one of these plants up high in the background and then put some smaller stuff around the front of it, and that looks really nice too, right? To have some nice lower plants in the front. Anything from lilies, but even just smaller low-growing plants, and then a tall papyrus or tall umbrella palm behind it would look really cool too. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching the video. I just wanted to give you a brief little description and an idea about umbrella palms and papyrus. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're really interested in koi ponds and waterfalls and everything that goes with them, please subscribe to my channel. I have a ton of videos, and we're going to be doing videos on just about every topic you can think of. And, I hope it helps you out, and, you can be successful with your pond at home. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.